I will stand here and y'all let me know if the NPO Jeff right. I have been with the Newport News Police Department a little over 30 years and in the K9 unit 27. We got 2 patrol dogs and 2 bloodhounds to show you today. We're going to start probably with mine. I have a 6-year-old Belgian Malinois. His name is Taz. He is what we call a patrol dog, also cross-trained as a bomb dog. When I say patrol dog, he's the kind of dogs that we bring out for building searches, tracking of suspects, evidence searches. If a bad guy throws something down or we're chasing someone, we think he threw something, we can use the dog to find the item with the freshest human scent. Hey, y'all might have a better view if you come over here. Just say, make sure you keep your kids on that side of the cones, and we promise to be on this side until the bloodhound comes out. And we'll let y'all pet a dog. It just won't be mine. I promise we have a couple that'll give you some parting gifts, like drool and hair. Yeah, we'll make sure you get some of that if you want it. So right now we have 4 patrol dogs. 2 of them are dual purpose for explosives. One's dual purpose for just black powder. I'll get to that in just a second. And one of them's dual purpose for narcotics. We used to have a lot more drug dogs. Once they decriminalized marijuana, that kind of messed up our drug dog program because that was one of the odors they were trained on and you can't untrain it. So we have to start over. So our drug dogs trained on the odors of meth, cocaine, and heroin. So let me, you promise to keep your dog over there? All right. I'll be honest with you, my dog likes everybody but other animals. I know, buddy. Come say hi. We're going to go this way. This is not part of the obedience, by the way.
Dancing.
Is it dancing with your dog? Boost. So the first thing we do when we get a dog... Hey, okay, yep. Boost. Lots. 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 There we go. We were in midnight shift last night. He's just happy to be out. The first thing we do when we start a dog school, if it is a green dog, a dog with no training, and a handler that's never been a dog handler before, dog school for patrol is usually anywhere from 12 to 14 weeks long. And the first thing we do is teach them obedience. Can't you tell? Hey, come on. Boost. Platz. Good boy. No, Platz. Platz. Thank you. Goose. Where's that dog out of it?
So he's doing pretty good, isn't he?
What?
So we teach obedience. It's the same you would teach your dog at home. We teach him to sit, stand, heel, lay down. Everybody know what heeling a dog is? Heeling a dog is, has anybody seen somebody walking a dog and the dog is walking the person? We don't want the dogs to pull us all over the place unless they're tracking. So we teach them to heel, and all that is they'll stay on our side and they'll stay right there with us. We start doing it on leash. Once they start getting the hang of it, then we do it off leash, as you can see now. We also do hand commands. So if we get into a position where, say we have an armed person, we don't want that person to know where we are, we can give hand commands rather than verbal commands. And as long as the dog's paying attention, they'll know whether to sit, come to us, or lay down. And that's good in a, like I said, in a position where you have somebody that's armed. We don't want them to know where we are by giving verbal commands. doing pretty good, isn't he? Yeah. All of our dogs, this is the first thing when we go to certify with the Virginia Police Work Dog Association. This is the first thing that we demonstrate. If we can't do obedience, we don't go any further. Obviously, with the type of work that we do, we want a dog that's going to be obedient. And also, obedience comes into play with everything else that we do with the dogs. So we do what's called rituals before we do certain exercises. The dogs start seeing what we're doing. They start picking up on, oh, hey, I'm getting ready to do this. So if we go out to do a track, we'll usually walk out there, we'll put them in a down, we'll walk away, and then we'll start them from the track. So it's just little things like when we do building searches, we'll have them sit or in a down, and then we'll give out warnings. These patrol dog bloodhounds track. For example, the patrol dogs track ground disturbance. So if somebody runs through this grassy area, the person's breaking grass, they're stirring up dirt, that creates an odor. The best way I can describe it is if you walk outside and your neighbor has cut the grass, you can smell that, right? Well, that small ground disturbance, we can't smell it, but the dogs can. Now, imagine all of you guys have been out here today. There's a lot of ground disturbance, right? So if somebody were to run through here, it can be pretty difficult for the dog to pick up. But hopefully, they'll be able to pick up on the freshest scent, and they'll be able to follow that. Still doing pretty good. Building searches, I mentioned that real quick earlier. If we go to a school, church, business on an alarm, an officer finds an open door, open window, they're gonna call us to search the building. The reason is it's faster and it's safer to put the dog in than it is to put an officer in. The reason I say that is me as a human going into a building, what senses am I gonna use to look for a person? Sight, what else? Hearing. If I go into a building,
We're good. You just keep talking. Don't mind.
I'm trying to talk here. If we go into a building and so there's a closed door, I can't see them, I can't hear them, what's the dog going to use to find them? Scent, their nose. So the dog is going to tell me there's somebody behind that door. So that's why it's safer to put them in.
All right. As I said, he's also How did he do? You have to have a dog that really wants to play with a toy. This is his toy. Woo! Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Ready? Pick your dish up so I don't fall. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Good boy.
Y'all like that, right? The vets don't like it when we do that. It doesn't matter. Did you see how when he came around the car, he was moving back and forth? He was in the odor. He was just trying to source it. And a lot of times when you hide it on a vehicle, especially if it's running, the fans are going to pull that scent. So he did pretty good working it back and forth until he sourced it. What next? So if somebody runs, and I can guarantee you, if you get into a foot pursuit, PJ is a 6-year-old bloodhound. He was donated to us by a breeder up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My last bloodhound passed away unexpectedly. The department put it on the our Facebook page. The breeder up in Pittsburgh saw it and ended up bringing him to me and giving him to me at the memorial service. So I've worked him since he was 14 weeks old. Anybody know what we use the bloodhounds for?
Searching.
What do you think? Trailing? Very good answer. You've seen this before, haven't you? So, trailing. But what we use them for is mostly missing persons. So, missing children, missing elderly.
Say hi. Gotta have a good
If I get a missing child or a missing adult, what I like to do is I like to get the pillowcase or the sheets off of the bed.
We have another
a lot of good scent in it. I can give him that scent, and he's trained to follow it to wherever it goes. It lasts for days. Weather doesn't. The only thing weather's going to really do is scent travel, so it might be a little bit off of where the person actually was. But he's trained to follow that scent.
We're coming down here.
Up. Now, I can use him for criminal tracks, which means I can search for bad guys. But did anybody see a problem with using him on a bad guy?
He's too friendly.
He's friendly. Yep. So when he finds somebody, he's going to want to love on him.
Yeah.
That can be a problem for me.
Well, it could
So
move
what
him
we
down,
do, our policy actually says that if I use him to track a bad guy, I have to have 2 officers with me. We also do some, we train where we have him up front and then we have a patrol dog behind us. So if we come across somebody, we can switch out dogs.
Look at Ryan trying to blend into the crowd.
Trying to blend in.
At the end, we will bring him and another bloodhound out for you to pet if you want to. There's a plan for that. We'll let you know when it comes. All right.
I promise you I gave him a bath Tuesday. I did another demonstration on Thursday, which was 2 days later, and he already smelled like a bloodhound again. So
That's awesome.
I will tell you that right off the bat, but his coat looks nice. One of the unfortunate things about bloodhounds is they're known to get fatty tumors. And you'll see on his right rear hip, he has a nice scar back there. He's had 3 of those. Hey, buddy. He's had 3 of those removed. So he just recently had one of them removed. They end up not being cancerous, but they do cause problems because they kind of irritate him. So
We would have demonstrated a bailout, but we know how that would have worked with my dog.
Good luck.
we were talking about criminal apprehensions. Policy says that in order to use the dog for an apprehension, it has to be an adult. There are exceptions. That is, and I'm not talking kids, I'm talking teenagers, and they have to have done something really, really bad. I can tell you, most of us, if we hear juvenile on the radio, chances are we're not even going to get the dog out. Policy also says that it has to be a felony, most likely a violent felony. Now, if I say I'm a private citizen, somebody takes their gun out and they point it at you, is that a misdemeanor or a felony in Virginia? It's a misdemeanor in Virginia. So, because it's a weapons offense, we can justify using the dog for that. Now you see Sergeant Shelton over here, he volunteered to be our bad guy today. Did you volunteer or were you volunteer?
I volunteered. He tiered. It was a total volunteer. I took my stuff off, totally prepared to put that on, but I have worked all night, so I'm good with it.
So before he sends the dog, the Supreme Court requires that we give out warnings. Those warnings are who we are, what we want the person to do, and what's going to happen if they don't do it. It's very short. Police stop or I'll send my dog. We'll give that out a couple times, and then we'll send the dog. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to see
Police
this.
officer, stop or I'll send my dog! Police officer, stop or I'll send my dog! Bark. Good boy. Good boy, Yay! Good boy. You're violating our cone line. No, I didn't. It's Paul over.
So we train the dogs to target the upper back. It causes less damage to the suspect.
This and I already promised this
If
side.
a
So
suspect
you
is
gotta
running
come back down here.
back, what's going to happen?
Sarge,
They're going to fall
coming. He's
down.
pushing me out of the way.
He ain't gonna listen.
He didn't let him go.
So there's a couple ways we can get the dog off the bite. One is to call him off. They know that this is a giant chew toy, so he's being a cheater this morning. But we can also lift him off.
Stop roasting my dog! Stop roasting my dog! Good boy. It's all about timing. It's not ignoring my head.
Yeah, you have to watch your head with this dog. He likes to launch.
Don't worry about me. You just keep that up. I'll get over here eventually.
Now you see the equipment he's wearing. The bad guys on the street aren't wearing this
Yeah,
equipment,
no
are they?
shit.
No. So you can sometimes get a dog that gets equipment fixated. There's a
Thank you. Much better that time, buddy.
There's actually a video on YouTube I pick on. It's from London. An officer has a robbery suspect running, sends the dog. The dog doesn't see the equipment, so the dog just runs alongside the guy, just looking at him. If we notice a dog that gets equipment fixed, bad guy.
You got your ID on you, sir? Excuse me, I'm impersonating a police officer right now. You got your ID on you? I do not. Oh, take a look. Get away from me. Oh, you need me to come closer. Turn around. This is where I get to. Turn around. This is where I get to.
So that bailout system, all of us handlers have a button on our belt that if we get into trouble, we can push that button. We're going this way. Door and the dog can come to us. It's a good feeling when you're out with somebody and start acting a little shady. Now I will tell on myself. One time I was dispatched to a robbery to do a track. As I'm going, I see a guy matching the description to a T. To include, they said you could see his purple underwear. I could see the guy's purple underwear. I stop him, he starts acting a little funny. I tell him, I go to handcuff him, he starts pulling away. I tell him, hey, if you don't start doing what I'm telling you to do, the dog's coming out of the truck. Well, what do you think he did? He immediately went, whoop, I give up. What I didn't tell him was I was training that day. I didn't have the button with me. So I bluffed him and it worked, thankfully. Any other questions?